How's it going, people? Stream avatars are trying to be funny, so there's no luck for me. Alright, so there we go. Now I got people in there. Now you guys are there. Everyone should be there. You should be able to hear. Well, let's tone this down first. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. Life's good, right? Everything good? Everything's good, right? This seems good. Nope, we gotta go. Nope, that way. There you go. And all right, so how's everyone doing today? You doing good? Not that big. Oh man, it went down again. Okay. I had it so that it was lower. The afro's not that important. We all know I have it. So we're gonna finish up this tattoo today. When we get some more people in here, I want to show you this marker thing that I've been part of. Miss Ebony already found it, but for the rest of you, I'd love to talk to you about it. So we're gonna go ahead and make that happen a little later tonight. And hopefully Single Digit will talk to us after, you know, that pretty crappy Royal Rumble. There you go. Oops. I've really got to start using this pad here. I got it, but never used it. What's up with that? Well, I have used it, but you know, I need to get past the learning curve. I'm gonna sit down and just use it. We don't need as many, you know what I mean? What's up? Yes, you can customize it. I just the main reason why I've actually been hesitant to using it is because I had everything set up, and then the new update came out about with Photoshop, and then all the shortcut keys changed. You know, them calling themselves optimizing somehow, and I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean Control Alt S isn't save as anymore? or well, it is save as. It is save as, but you can't save it as anything but like 3 things. Like the save as is no longer the save as, right? Like save as is just like here's half a project type deal, and I hate that, right? Because now I got to do like shift control S to get to save it as a JPEG, and I'm like, come on, man, why were you changing it? It was dumb. So now I'm like, I don't have, I have to restructure everything, and I just don't want to. That's the main thing. So I've been lazy. Pretty much what it boils down to. I've just been lazy. I'm watching the NFL playoffs with Hernandez. Sports ball is amazing. The week, let's see, what was it? How's the weekend? The weekend was, it's fine. Didn't really do much. Had some friends over. Which is rare, that you can actually say that now. But had some friends over, Did y'all upload to the, nope, not yet. I'm still trying to finish some stuff, can't you see? I have things that I need to put up there, but I was like, I should have something more polished, I guess. So, because Enrique is gonna put up a whole world of awesome. So I gotta have at least something that looks finished or close to it. So, gotta trying here. I know that you've already uploaded stuff. Also trying to make everybody look bad. Finish my thumbnails. Things, change the script, trying to move forward. See, I told you, he's got another book in there. Oh yeah, no, Single Digit was all about it. He always likes telling people that he got in there, first. It's like, oh, upload it first. See? See, I told you. Upload it first. So I got my daily dose of Encanto today. Living with kids, Encanto mania. Daily dose. Yeah, no, it's an everyday thing in this house. Songs are sung. It's like songs are sung, videos watched. It's fun though. Encanto's a good show. It's a good movie. Cars 1 and 3. Yeah, we go through spurts, but right now it's Encanto. Encanto. Have you seen it? Oops. 20% off my next order. What? You gotta love when you just get random ads pop up on your computer. Just like, haha. Yeah, well, it's mostly when my email is getting a message. It's like, hey, you get 20% off. Did you know that? It's like, ooh. But then again, 20% off of stickers, I'm kind of for that. Yeah. Not saying that they're trying to change anything, but I don't know. It was good. I enjoyed it very much. And then I have animation students who have A, no idea about it, and B, well, haven't watched it, but then what makes it worse is they have no idea about it. They're like, what's that? I'm like, what's that? And I'm like, what's your major? I'm in animation. Like, you heard, and you don't know what this is? Like, it's like the biggest thing right now for animation. Nothing, I tell you. And then you have the other people who are just like, whoa, yeah. They go bananas because of it. It's just like, yeah, man, Encanto was awesome and everything. Probably my favorite. Let's do as well. Yeah, Rail was good. It was good, but I don't know. I think you're right, because it seems like it pulls to a different demographic. Not as many kids can relate. You know what I mean? And I think that the ones that really do well are the ones where people can be like, oh, I can kind of relate to that. You know, and being an action star is not always what all kids are thinking about. You know, it's not like the kids from the 80s and 90s, that's all we ever wanted, right? And we're just like, we're gonna be an action star and that is it. And so, you know, you can see that that's just different now, which I think is good. It gives for more stories when everything doesn't have to be actiony, but it is kind of sad that it's losing the interest, I guess, of the youth. I mean, a lot of people still like, you know, they come in for the anime, but not for more of an American view on action, I guess, on cartoons and action anymore. That makes sense? Because if you look at a lot of the cartoons that are supposed to be actiony, you know, like you look back in the 80s, you know, and it was all action adventure. Like, that was the thing. And then you had those outliers that were more slice of life stuff, but for the most part, you know, it was all action. And you know, people gobbled it up. But now doesn't seem to be the case. Which is why I would love, oh my goodness, I would love for this to get like picked up, you know, and be like, oh, we're gonna do an action adventure cartoon. But see, my cartoon, this, if someone was to pick up Ninja Empire, it wouldn't be on a kids show, right? We're looking HBO or I guess Netflix. They can do whatever they want. So that'd be awesome. Ben 10s or turtle stuff being pushed like they used to be. Yeah. Kids don't watch anything. That's not true. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of, more instant gratification, with like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. But, I mean, a lot of them kids be watching anime. You know what I mean? That's the big thing. They're looking for something different. I think that's the big thing, is like where all the youth is kind of going elsewhere for their entertainment, because it's telling a different story. Because if you look at Hollywood, you look at the silver screen and all that stuff, they're just rehashing the same stuff. It's true, they are on games. I mean, but like I said, they're looking for something different. What do your kids watch? Well, the little ones are definitely on YouTube. I will admit that. But they would also watch a lot of stuff that's on Netflix, and like, oh my goodness, what is that? Victorious is really big in the house. It's not fresh off the boat. It's another show where it's a single mom has a gay child, from Cuba. Grandmother's living with them. I forgot the name of that show, but that one, they're watching that. On My Block, the older kids are watching On My Block. Right now, the older kids are watching South Park. South Park and Family Guy. Encanto. A lot of Encanto right now. So, I mean, it is definitely a pick and choose type thing. But I think the cartoons, as like the more animated, if it's not a movie, then they're not watching. Right? If it's not a movie, they're not watching. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, as far as cartoon stuff goes, yeah, they're definitely not picking up any of that. I mean, when Korra was on, we watched a lot of Korra. The Last Airbender, we watched all of The Last Airbender. But then again, there's not really a lot of, like you said, there's not a lot of action stuff that's out there. You know what I mean? So, thinking about it, I feel like the Marvel stuff kind of took over that space. It's true, and it's all just Marvel, right? Marvel, 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 Marvel. And you're just like, all right, we get it. Marvel's cool, but it'd be cool to have something else, too. Trying to think. What's up, ninjas? What's up, Monlo? I'm trying to see if I'm done or not. To be honest, let's make it. Dude, no. Don't even. Don't play with me, man. I would be. Because honestly, when I was doing Dark Legacy, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do Dark Legacy. And we put together, you guys put together the little cartoon short, and then John did the like intro for the cartoon. I put together a pitch for Nickelodeon. Sadly, it was at a point to where they were doing Korra, right? They were in the midst of Korra. And I sat down for my interview. I showed them everything, showed them all the work, showed them all the, the concepts, the game, everything that went along with it. Try to pitch the whole story to them, and they're like, "Holy crap, you have done a hell of a lot of stuff. This looks great. There's only one problem. We currently are running Korra, and we're not going to put something up against it. That's the same." And they're like, "Hey, do you have any comedy?" But to be honest, I'm like, yeah, I went over to pitch it. It was weird because it was like some back alley. but yeah, I went and pitched it. It was cool. I mean, it was nice to have that opportunity. And I think it was probably the most gentlest letdowns ever, because they were like, "This is really good. You've got a lot of work. This looks great. The problem is that we have Korra, and that's going well." And I was like, you know what? I love Korra, so I can't even fight you on that. So, but yeah. So it's kind of where that kind of went, and I would love to be like, "Hey, we're gonna, we're working on a action adventure cartoon a la 80s 90s. Come on, that would be beyond good." Tighten some of this up. Any of you tattoo people that happen to be, in the chat, if would love to know what you guys think, especially if it's done. Because it looks done, but then again, I'm like, do I add something else? I don't know, because I don't want to overdo it, because I know that the tattoos that I have on my characters, they might be considered overkill, but considering that this is going to be a first for me, I don't know if I want to go in there guns a-blazing. You know what I mean? Go in there and be like, "Look at all this intricate stuff. It's all little, blah, 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 blah." And then the tattoo artist is like, "All right, crazy man." I'm also not trying to cry, Makes him scream in pain. What's up, Aaron? How's it going? See, I don't know if I want to scream in pain. Unappealing or underwhelming. Can understand that. Some of them, I mean, I think my big thing is that most of them have, they don't, my big thing is that most of them, they don't mean anything, right? It's just like, I got this tattoo, hey, and that's about it, right? It's like, I got this tattoo, life is good, that's it. That's why, I mean, I was trying to make something that means something to me, and well, I'm tying it mostly into this story, right? This dragon has something to do with the main story. The sword, ninjas, and then the prayer beads and the barbed wire representing faith, life, hardship. So I am drawing the tattoo that I'm going to get this year. And right now I'm just kind of tightening up some of the marks because I know that the tattoo artist will come in, print it out, try and touch it up and all that kind of good stuff. That's good, but I want to make sure that I have it as clean as I want it, Trying to go in there with some sloppy drawing. I enjoy a tattoo with fire. Tattoo is designed as a single piece. Yeah, I can see that. Not just, I've put stuff together and it just happens to be. I get that. But here's what I know about me. That ain't gonna happen. Like, I'm here going, you know what? It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming that I get this tattoo. Like, get a tattoo. And so I figured now's probably the best time to do it. I mean, maybe not, COVID and all, but now it's something I can afford, Yeah. I can see that. And then I can see that it's actually like a big collage, and some people are proud of that, they're like, well, I got this one because this means this and this means that, and this came together because I did this, that, and the other thing. If you have a good tattoo artist, they'll try and bring it all together. That's when you went to the right place, because they'll try, I think after the third or fourth one, they were like, all right, how can we tie these together so that it looks like they're supposed to be together? Not just, I kept getting a million tattoos, which I've also seen. People just, I got a butt ton of tattoos all at once. It's like, eh. But once again, I also don't want it to be kind of, as you would say, underwhelming. You know what I mean? But then again, I know that putting this in the background is going to be too much. Whoops. Mostly because everything is already there's so much black going on already, right? And I also don't want to come in here and put like random yin yang piece, right? Because it's not going to work. The only thing that, literally the only thing that I see that would be something is if I had some lotus blossoms, you know, like some lotus petals kind of come through and wrap itself around. Flip it vertically. The ninja star symbol. Ugh. Stop it. Stop doing that. Yeah. But see, the basic design and then augment it later. True. Very true. But I just don't think that this, like, I think this is, I mean, this is pretty much done. I think I'm going to try the idea of some, you know, like the cherry blossom lotus petal type thing. Just have it kind of come up and float through. But to be honest, I think we're pretty much done here. It's not going to the Super Bowl. Oh man, now that it's done, crap, now I gotta try and find someone to actually do it. I should probably put this over here and this over here. Yeah, Single Digit is watching he's watching the game right now. As the Czech or Russian bots are coming through my YouTubes. I want to make sure I get the right pedal, you know? I don't want to be drawing the wrong pedal. People be like, what is that? It's supposed to be this. Like, yeah, that's not it. Very well, might just be overthinking it. Because how do we want that to flow? Probably. So here. I like Ninjak. Ninjak was pretty cool. Augmented Super Ninja. I like Ninjak from before. I'm not even gonna lie, I thought Ninjak from when it first started was really cool. I think they went a bit too far with it. Should it go over? No, can't go over them. Let's see if we... I got Ninjak on my wall. It was like... See? Ninjak numero 1. So yeah. Ninjak was definitely on my radar. I was watching American Ninja 4. Oh my goodness. That's where Dudikoff had to come in and save the other one, right? Memory serves me right. Yeah. Which American Ninja was your favorite? Did you have a favorite American Ninja movie? But what about Joe Armstrong? Yeah. My favorite American movie. I watched any of the movies actually until yesterday. Fair. I have watched all 4 of them. I have. You mean the master? The master with Shokasuke as the bad guy? I'm all for it. All for it, sir. Oh, I saw your message where you sent me about registration is now open for the Licensing Expo. Did you check how much it was? curious because I did not get around to checking it. What? What? Wait, what? Oh, so far the anime reset, Ninja Scroll, Jubei's Chronicles? No. Ninja Scroll is still number one. I've watched Jubei's Chronicles. No. Ninja Scroll, 100%. It is this far. Pay free. Pay free? Really? Then I better jump on that then, because I'm like, wait a minute. Because for some reason, last time I checked, it was like, or what I was thinking, it was a crap ton of money. So the Licensing Expo is pretty much every company, period, is coming here to either try and get their product licensed or to pick up a license. And you can actually schedule times with all the big companies to pitch your product for them to license. So you could go to Hasbro and be like, I have a great idea for fill in the blank, or Mattel, or Kenner, or whatever, and you're like, I think this would be a really cool fit for your brand, blah blah blah, and they might pick it up. At the end, you get a registration code. You have a registered message, I'm not sure. And code means you can then bypass or what. Okay, I'll check it out. I will check it out. So yeah, I was going and I'm like, man, I'll put together something for Ninja Empire, right? And you're like, oh, I could go there and see if anyone would be interested in licensing as far as like toys, or find someone who's making actual props, and be like, hey, do you want to make these props, these unique weapons and stuff like that? We can work something out like that. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Because I need to figure out how much it is. Because if it's what I thought it was like $1,000 some odd for the ticket. Now I don't know if that was to like set up or if it was to go, which does seem a bit pricey if it's to go, right? Because you don't have to have a table, you can just go. So, I don't know. So you guys think about that when what are you telling us? About licensing seminars. I think I took that survey, but I took it early. I have to check. What do you think about the whispers of like leaves, petals, and stuff? Because it kind of forms like a yin-yang symbol, subconsciously, which I'm kind of cool with. I like that. I think it's subtle enough. Crosses over in the bottom of the sword. I actually like it. I mean, obviously I have to go in and clean it up, but it's just a little something. from your thing. I don't know. Did I say it wrong again? I think is it yin? Yin yang? I think it's yin yang. Yin yang. No, it's yin yang. Yin yang. Excuse me. Wait, guys. What are we thinking? I need your help. Although, like I said, I kind of like it. Subtle. I don't need it to overlap through the back. I think just right here, right? And then it comes back down through the bottom and kind of wraps around the blade. Or, I think that's, to be honest, I think that's it. I like that. Go ahead and tighten these up then. And still await what people think. Looks good. I'm going to learn about what the possibilities are from both sides. Oh no, absolutely. Like I'm not necessarily, like I want to go to try and get the insight. Like I'm going to network. Mostly because, you know, me going there and being like, oh, I'm going to try and sell Ninja Empire now, it's like it's so much in its infancy, right? Like, yeah, I have had ideas and stuff like that, but the actual IP is definitely in its infancy, and I would much rather like to have done something with it on my own beforehand. But if I can get some people maybe from like PC Toys or Hot Toys or something like that, where they're like, hey, we'll make, you know, we like this, we'll make a bust of it, or we'll work with you and we'll try and do like a figure or something. I mean, that would be everything. So I'll pass on the whole tattoo thing. Really? You're not a fan of the idea of tattoos there, Thunder Keys? I mean, I can completely understand. I don't know why I have this bug, you know, to actually do it now, because for years, like, I could have done it a long time ago. Had a tattoo, at least like I had a tattoo designed like a good 10 years ago, and then of course, you know, time and everything in it left. But you know, welcome, Miss Ebony. Welcome. Don't hurt. Yeah. To develop it on. Yeah. No, I agree. I absolutely agree. That's why. But getting to know people ahead of time, you know, and just be like, hey, so what is your process of this? What is the likelihood of this happening? You know what I mean? I think would just be the knowledge that would come from that would just be so much better, you know, than trying to go in blind, which is what most people, I would say, when they're trying to sell their IPs. Wait, did I win? What? I won! Rigged. I won! It was late to Wednesday chat. I sure as heck hope it's not Wednesday, because then I missed a whole lot of work. I was your luck, yeah. How was your weekend, Miss Ebony? In between streams. Who else you watching? It didn't last long enough. I hear that. I don't know who that is. Oh, DJ. Oh, that's your friend, your DJ friend.
What?
I know your secret. Yeah, I was gonna tell everyone once we had some people here, but we got a very quiet group right now. Like we're all kind of here, you know. Our main misfits are kind of here.
What's your secret?
Oh, it's just the I'm part of the launch crew for a marker, and I wasn't allowed to say anything until like 2 days ago because they wanted the launch to be up and ready. So I couldn't say anything. I kept teasing people with it. Let's see. So I got this video from them, which is funny that the video has absolutely no audio. But whoops. Let's hold on there. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Alright, so Mondo wanted to know. Here you go. This is the marker. It's Olo markers. But yeah, here you go. You can check if you haven't seen this video yet. And so, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of images that actually show, you know, different parts of what it does in more detail and stuff like that. It's 128. It's 128 markers. Oh, I haven't opened it yet. Is this from you now? Yeah. It's 128 markers that you can split. Right, which I think is interesting, right? Because you screw them together, and 2 chisels. Yeah, so the way that they come here. Hold on, let me see if I can get some of these. Nope, it's over here. So the way that it comes. So when you buy a set, right? And so you have a blue. It's gonna come with the brush and the chisel, okay? But since each marker is connected through that center point right here, right? So if, let's say, you bought the replacement nib or the replacement color, you could actually have two chisels. You could have two of the same blue chiseled together. So you could have two chisels, or you could have two brushes of the same color if you wanted. But what I think is amazing, especially for people who are trying to blend and things like that, is that you can actually put two different colors together. So if you were like, I need an orange and I need a red, you can actually put those two together on the same marker, which cuts down on the I have to put this down to grab another marker, right? You can just flip it over and go, flip, go, right? Because each half has its own ink cartridge in it, unlike any of these, right? They have one ink cartridge going through the middle, or alcohol-based cartridge going through the middle. It's not. It is a. It's not just ink, right? It is an alcohol-based pigment ink. It is light fast. It's permanent. It's all the good stuff, right? But the thing is that it's just separated. Let's see if it's in the next slide. I'm trying to see if this one has it. No, okay, not this one. But as you can see, like, the crazy thing about this is that when you get one marker of the Olo markers, it's like having two markers, right? Because you can screw it up. And I've had it in my hands. I had the prototype in my hand, and when you unscrew it, while yes, it is a small marker, right? You're like, oh, it's tiny because it's half the size. But the thing is that it is longer. It's a bit longer and a bit wider. So you can actually use that marker by itself. So you can have 4 markers, meaning if you're traveling, if you're going to conventions and stuff, you can literally take half of the markers. Because you're like, I'm just going to use the chisel, or I'm just going to use the brush. You can literally go, all right, I'm going to take 48 markers with me, or 48 colors with me, but you're only bringing 24 actual markers, which I think is amazing, right? Because I'm the person who's bringing, like, oh, I have my 128 marker case, right? And yay, life is good, but I've got 128 markers. But if I could have all those colors, which I don't need, but if I had all those colors shrunk down into half that, that'd be great, right? And they have this handle, this thing right here, right? So if you really want to if you want to make it like a calligraphy brush, right? So you can attach the brush to the handle, and then you can use it to do sketching and calligraphy and sketching with the brush. It's actually a nice feel in your hand, and it's a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger than the Copic Chow marker. Let's see if this one has it in there. So the Copic, yeah, like the Copic Chow markers, which, I mean, it had such a nice feel. So I was like, they just feel nice. Let's see. There, okay, so here you go. Here's the technology bit, right? So it's see how it's this cartridge. So each one of them has their own cartridge. And if I remember what they told me, it was okay, I'm trying to think of how many mils it was. Did I write it down? I think I wrote it down in one of my notebooks, but I believe that it is, so in one of these you get 1.8 or 1. I want to say 1.8 mils is how much ink is in the marker, the regular marker, but you can only use like 65% of it because the sponge on the inside soaking it up and all that good stuff. So you really lose a lot of ink in here. With this, while there is still a sponge, it's a lot smaller. It's a lot smaller, but it has 2 mils. right? So the cartridge itself is 2 mils, and with their system, you get to use, I think what they say 1.85. So you instantly get more ink per cartridge than you would with a normal marker, right? And it flows like when your marker is dead, that means that there is no ink, right? And the flow of the ink and the brush and the chisel, it keeps going the same as when you started to when it ends. There is no like these where you're like, oh wait, oh no, it's starting to die, and you can still use it forever. Because the way this is working, it just keeps flowing through. It's like a fountain pen almost. And they will be adding the bullet. Like, we're going to be adding the bullet to it as well. And I think they said there's something else. Either it's a different brush or a fine liner. Oh no, they were going to try and do a fine liner. This is what I was told. Like, in the future, it's supposed to be like in the near future, they want to do a bullet and a fine liner, because then they're like it, right? Because if you can come in and be like, oh, I love this red, right? But I need to get into this itty bitty space. If you have the fine liner, you just put it right in there, right? And it fully allows it to be customizable for what you need, right? Because if you only need a couple, I mean, and that's everything, but you can literally customize your marker. If you wanted it to be yellow, and if you wanted complementary colors in one marker, you could then go, all right, I need blue and orange. Bam, here's my complementary marker set. I need, yellow, or I mean, like yellow and purple. You could put those together, right? So I think that's really cool. And wait, where's it? Yeah. And like I said, they have 128 colors currently, and they're actually even putting color in the black. So they have a red, black, blue. They said blue, black, green, black, right? So they have these colors that are, they're supposedly filling in some of the gaps that they've seen within the marker world. And the brush itself, as you all know, if any of you watch my Is It Worth It, you know I'm not a brush person. Like, I am not a brush person at all. The brush has the tip definitely snaps back really, really quick, real nice. It's flexible enough to where you can get thin to thick lines very, very easily, but then you can also get really nice thin lines, so it's sturdy enough to where you can actually get thin lines. Like the Graphite brush that I just did a review on, it's soft, and because it's soft, you get a thicker brush line, right? This allows you to get a very thin and then a very thick line too. No, today's was definitely like, it's soft, and so it was like whoop, and all you got was medium. This one allows you to get thin and thick all together. So that's you breaking stuff. So I've seen this. Now, the one thing, right? This is definitely one of the professional, as they want to label everything, like professional grade markers. The ink's great. Like, I already told him, I'm like, dude, I'm ready to switch. Like, I have all these markers, but if this is like, if this is, markers has been this person's life. He was the person who created this, was the person who had the license with Copic to be the US distributor, right? So they were the ones until the Sun came in and took it all away and fired a whole bunch of people, all that kind of good stuff. So he's been seeing these markers and knowing what people want, and the usability of everything and stuff like that. So he definitely all about it. And I told him, I was like, I need this bullet because that's what I do. And he was like, look, the bullet's coming. It's like, the bullet is coming. It's just, I didn't want to delay the release of the marker, and he's like, because it would have added 4 extra months to the release. And I was like, I completely understand as long as it's coming. And he's like, oh, it's definitely coming. So they are, they are all about it. Does it have alien technology? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Now, the thing is that when you look at this marker, just like when you look at Copic and stuff like that, like I broke it down, and if you get the marker itself, it's like a $6 marker, right? But because it does literally have two markers in it, right? It has two markers in it. It's like $3 an actual marker, because you can use the single side by itself. Like you can take it off and you can marker with it because it has its own ink, right? So it is it's like $3 a marker, $6 together, which is still $2 cheaper than Copic, right? And that's just like without anyone doing any type of extra like sales and stuff like that. So I know they have a video available. Yeah, using it. Yeah, I saw that one too. And I can tell you that right now, like as their pre-sale launch up until they're gonna have all the markers before Comic-Con. So I believe, if memory serves me right, everything's going out either end of June or early July. Right? And they're trying to get all pre-sales and stuff like that going right now. And what they're doing is, if you get the full set, the 128 markers, they're going to give you a full set of ink replacements as well for free. So I'm just saying, now's the time. And I get to be an affiliate, so I'll be throwing out links to people, be like, hey, don't you want to buy from this link? Because then I can get a little kickback, and that'd be awesome. It'd be really nice if you bought from here. Buy from me so that I can have a little kickback. But yeah, I really do. And I know that Miss Ebony, you're probably going to be like, yeah, just like those Adaxi markers. I stand behind the Adaxi markers for budget, right? And if you're looking for a budget marker, those are it. But the tip, I've been using them, and I've realized how the bullet tip just kind of flattens out, and it's just like, right? And it's like, So it's not all that in a bag of chips. But for the budget, hey Twilight. But for budget, I'm all about Adaxi, right? Like I just told my students, I was like, look, if you're looking, when you're going to buy markers, and I know you guys are all going to try and get these cheap ones, but let me tell you which ones are actually pretty good. And it's Adaxi, not going to lie. Then I'm like, if you're willing to pay a little bit more, there's Ohuhu, which is great. But, right? And when it comes to this stuff, you get what you pay for. And I have to say, I'm all about these markers. Like I'm ready to be like, good, I'm done. Free shipping in the US, 25 shipping for outside. Here's the thing, right? Here's kind of the thing. Like if that's too much, because I don't know how much it would be. Like, but I mean, you have means of getting it from the States anyway, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm telling you, stuff is awesome. I cannot wait. Like I get mine in March. And I'm super excited to get mine in March. Because I can't wait to be doing a whole bunch of art and stuff and talking about all the little things like this. This is so something as easy as going, hey, I'm sure, and especially Miss Ebony, I know that you'll get a marker and it'll be like, here, BG24, right? 2.4, right? Or just BG6. And you're like, all right, so the next one up should be BG7 or BG8, right? And you're like, okay, this should, like a natural progression, one way or the other. Either you're going super dark and you work all your way up to light, or light and you go all the way to the dark. One way or the other. You're going to count up. But I've had markers that would say BG6, right? And I'm like, all right, the next one will go BG 28. I'm like, this one's got to be darker, but it's a lighter color. And so that doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So with this, that's what they're doing. They're like BG2, and then so it'll be BG2 because it's color hue, and then the value will go from 4 to 5 or 4 to 6, right? Hey, we're getting darker as we're moving along. So they've made that a little bit easier, which is great, right? And they're trying to take out the whole thinking aspect of it because, whoops, one thing that I've seen is this, right? You see how they're different colors? So it's falling. I don't know. Like, I've had the Copics I've seen has not actually gone up, but the Twin Touch, yeah. I really like the Copic normalized all their color family values to neutral gray line. Oh, they did? Okay. But with this, like the actual marker is different. So the brush is like black. The housing is black, and then the chisel is a gray-black. So you always know just by the actual marker in your hand what you have. It's either a brush or it's the chisel, right? Like they're trying to do a lot of things to make it easier as possible. I really like the coat normalized all their color family values to the neutral gray line. Cool. What's up, man? I'm pretty sure that they took some cues from some people and were like, hey, we can do this too. So 0 to 3 highlight, 4 to 6 mid-tone, 7 to 9 shadow. Okay. That's what Copic does? Like, I haven't even gone through all this stuff, so I'm like, I don't even know if that's this. What's up? What's up? Artway, we're talking about these new markers that I get to be part of the launch team with. These new really cool markers. And they're gonna launch in July. I get my copies or samples in March, and they've already given me these things. So I was like, I'm gonna, they're like, okay, we can start promoting. So I'm showing it off here. Starting Monday, I'm gonna be putting up stuff on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. But I'm pretty much talking to all my like pros or professional soon-to-be's. Like, if you're ready to invest in something that's customizable to what you actually want and need, I mean, this is a pretty interesting idea that you just replace the actual ink cartridge. For empty Copic wide markers on eBay. Oh, really? So I'm just saying, I think that it looks good. You doing a demo at the con? As soon as I have it. You know what I mean? It's like, as soon as I have it, they discontinued the wide. Oh. Oh, the flat, the little really flat ones for the pushing of the. Okay, I remember those. Yeah, but I will definitely, as soon as I have them, I mean, because March, we'll definitely have it for watching you stream with her now. Oh yeah. We'll definitely have a demo for, or willing to do a demo at AwesomeCon for sure. Absolutely. Watching you stream with Hernandez. Hey Hernandez. Check here, I'm going to show this video again since you're watching. Watch this video. It has no sound though. the thing the thing that I really like about this is that I can cut down on the amount of markers that I have to bring, right? So, yeah, he doesn't, but Hernandez does. Like, he doesn't, but Hernandez does. I like the fact that I can cut down on the amount of markers that I have to bring, because that, like I said, that is just because I bring a lot of markers, right? But if I know, like, I'm like, all right, I can bring 2 markers in 1 marker, because you buy the set and then you can be like, all right, I'm gonna take this, put this one together. I know I need this light blue and dark blue for this. What's the sales price? Are they in the States? They are in the States, actually in California. And they ship. It's free shipping to the US and $25 anywhere else. The price point per marker is $6. But like I said, they have 2 markers in 1, so technically the price is $3 a marker. But even if you think about it, $6 still cheaper than Copic. None of those feature move the needle for me towards the brand, but I need to actually try them out, and that's fair. I mean, I don't think anyone is really, not everyone is going to care about that, right? Especially if you're not, like, if your marker set is just set at home, you know what I mean? Like, you can just have it on the table, then who cares, right? Because you have everything right there. But I just know I'm looking at this as a convention goer or someone who's going to take their kids out. Is Fantastic Four. I have a lot. And like I said, that's fair, right? That's fair. I actually got to try it. And I was like, oh yes. Like, yes. Absolutely. 100%. I'm all yes. Right? And then with the guarantee that the bullet is actually coming, that's all I need, right? And I'm like, this is gonna be great. So, especially because I can customize it, right? Like, I can be like, I just need 2 bullets. And the same thing goes with the idea that normally I bring 2 of the same marker. It needs to have an awesome gun, maybe. But like, if I take this, right, I have to bring 2 of these, right? I have to take 2 of these. So now I could actually bring 1 marker that has, you know, the chisel and the chisel on both sides, 2 sets of ink. Now I know for a fact that I have enough ink. Right? What's your take on the spread versus how you disliked other brands like Copic? Actually, it doesn't bleed all over the paper. Like, it doesn't. It's more controlled. It's like what I like, right? It bleeds out enough so that you can blend it, but it doesn't just keep going. And so I really do. I like it, right? And I'm saying, like, this, it seems like this marker was meant for me. Because I'm like, it doesn't bleed a lot, the colors are great, it's very vibrant stuff. The brush is exactly the, I don't know, sweet spot, I guess, but I'm still not a brush guy. But if I was trying to look for, it's firm enough that I can still get nice thin lines, but then it's, you know, soft enough to where I can actually do nice thick to thin marks all at once. So, you know, and the bleed, for me, the bleed is not, it's controlled. It's controllable bleed. And I tried it out on some dollar store paper, right? And I tried it on some dollar store paper because I really wanted to see how it would work with a piece of paper that is literally going to suck the ink and spread it out. And it worked great. It worked great. Is looking to capture professionals. You can get high off them. No, honestly, there was no odor. Nope. I'm definitely gonna stay. semi-pro professionals, because and college students who have parents who are willing to give them the something that is considered high end, right? I really think that that's what they're going off of, because it is pricey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It's $600. You want to get 120, you got a $6 marker. It's like 700 and something bucks if you get the whole thing. But then again, I look at Michael's, and I pick up a thing of Tombows, which has 5 markers in it, and they're like, we want $20 for it. I'm like, was it 20? No, it's more than that. $30? Something like that. I mean, it was huge numbers, Ever recommended to stop bleeding through? No. I mean, you're gonna, to be honest, unless you have some sandwich paper, it's gonna bleed through. Right? It's gonna bleed through. Unless you use render paper, which Miss Ebony absolutely hates. What kind of thinning and blending is used with it? I do not. What kind of thing? I do not know what they're using. That is not information that was given to me. John, what's going on? What's up, John? We will have everybody. John. So John is over in YouTube right now, and John is the head of the marker set. Buddy of mine, we've worked together on other projects. Thanks so much for coming in. So there's been a lot of questions because I've been promoting it here. But for overall, any good write paper is good. You can't layer on render paper. That's true. The Oregon. Oh, okay, coming from Oregon. Render paper. So render paper is a paper that is like, hey, it will not bleed to the other side, which it really doesn't. Like, you got to try and kill it to get through the other side because they've layered extra paper inside of the other paper. But there's something about it that no matter, depending on what marker you're using, it always puts in little white dots everywhere, which makes it really hard to blend. So maybe you can with I don't know. I haven't tried it, right? Because I told you, like I said, I wanted to use some of the crappiest paper, and I wanted to see how it was going to work, because I have to deal with students, right? And if I'm going to promote these to my college students, because I know they're going to invest one way or the other, right? They're either going to invest in the markers or they're going to invest in the paper. They're not going to invest in both. So if I can come in and be like, these markers work well, not these, but it's like, these markers work well with every paper, because like I said, when I was able to test it out, I tested it on a dollar store paper. It's not horrible, it's not the best, but it is definitely fibrous. So if it was going to bleed all over the place, or if it was going to be horrible, it was going to be right there. Right there. So the marker pools on top of the render paper. Yeah, because you can smear it. You can absolutely smear it, that's true. Render paper is used a lot for quick sketches. See, and I was using it because I just didn't want it to bleed through the other side, but quick sketches makes a lot of sense. But then again, I'll just put something underneath the paper. It's not, I don't know, I don't think it's that big a deal, right? So I can't wait to. Hey John, you remember these? Have something on the. Remember when we made these books? I still have some and I've been using them. I can't wait to use the new markers on this paper. See how that is. Good paper for practice is color copper paper. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we've been talking it up, showed the video, told them how I liked it. I was like, can't wait. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna start putting it out on a lot of my other socials on Monday. So it's gonna be fun. And I get to go into school, so I get to show my students the upcoming marker and the release date and stuff like that. So it should be fun. Copy paper has been my go-to when I'm doing demos and stuff like that. Copy paper has been where I went, because I'm like, I'm not trying to use up all my Bristol board and stuff like that. So copy paper. So, and it's really great for sketching, right? Just being able to hit that and go. So yeah, it's been good. But like I said, you're gonna have to tell me about that one. I'm always looking for comic paper. My favorite comic paper that I've used is oh my goodness. Oh wow, how did I prod? It's oh wow. Wow, what is it called? Something pro Eon. EonProd.com. It's Eon paper. Eon paper thus far has been my favorite paper to work on. Ran by one person out of like Tennessee. I think it is Tennessee, Kentucky, somewhere around there. I think it's Tennessee. And nice guy, real nice guy, but I love that paper. I love it. But yeah, we had a question, John, if you're still there, about the thinner. Mandala asked, try and find it, because I did not have the answer to that question. There it is. What kind of thinner? It's like, what kind of thinner and blending is used with the Olo marker? Because I do not know. Just say hi, have a great night. Oh, okay. If you heard me about the thinner, if you want to answer that before you leave, that'd be awesome. Does he have a YouTube channel? Yes. Yes, they do. To erase marker. Here you go. Yes, he was still here to answer the question also. Never really used the blender from other companies, like ever. Just didn't do it. I've realized that, or at least I prided myself in being able to make the colors blend the way I needed them to with the actual colors. Now I know that it would probably be a lot easier. Oh, the Eon paper? Oh. That's a good question. I don't know if he does. a couple people talking about it, but I don't really think I don't think that Eon has a YouTube channel. There's plenty of people doing reviews on it though. But yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I want pizza. You want pizza? Just keep checking back. All right, we'll have plenty of tutorials on how to use the markers on this website. Nice, nice. The blenders are erasers. Ah, okay. White pizza with salami. Yes, is that what do you? Okay. I will order it if that's what you want. I can order it. I think they're still there. Do you want that? Just tell me now and I'll order it right now. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Still nothing. I want pizza. Pizza. You want it with... Too late for pizza? I don't think so. We're gonna find out. I am ordering pizza. And you wanted the Alfredo sauce, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's what you want. You want the Alfredo sauce. No? You want the Parmesan sauce? The garlic Parmesan? White cheese? Yeah? Okay. Garlic Parmesan it is then. The garlic one. All right. Got it.
The Ninja Empire
Oh.
is free.
What are you doing?
And unstoppable. Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp determination. When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.
Thank you so very much for that sub. Always means a lot that you would support the Ninja Empire, especially while we're ordering pizza. Continue to check out. Thank you so very much. Nope, we don't want any of that. No, go to checkout, please. Shell delivery. I don't want this. Thank you. PayPal. Okay. Sorry. I gotta log in first. I would have bought Wonder Pizza. I got it. I got it covered. Check Discord. You gotta wait a minute. And Oh, come on. Don't do this. And it is being prepped. All right. Thanks to your stream today, I was inspired to draw something nice. Okay, let me do Salami Nightmares. We saw that. Yeah. Never too early for pizza. Yep, probably one. Add pineapple. I don't think so. No bread for KK at this hour. That makes sense. Be sick. Yep. What are you gonna be drawing? Or wait, what you drawing? Said pizza from Domino's. Already too close. What do you like on your pizza? I do, but I like the white pizza. The white pizza's pretty good. Alright, I was told to check Discord. It's I do, but I like the white pizza. The white pizza's pretty good. Alright, I was told to check Discord. Oh, wow, that was interesting. Okay, what am I checking Discord for? Oh, really? Discord call? Okay. Sure, let me stop the music. Oh, no, wait, we can do the music, I think. Just need to drop it down a little bit. Alright, go ahead. Make the call. This way it's coming from you. It's rigged already? I don't know what happened. All right.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
We just finished watching the football game and
We're watching the foosball.
the sports ball, as Enrique was hating on earlier.
It's the sports baldiness.
Who won?
The Rams
The Rams.
The Rams are going to the Super Bowl.
and the Bengals of all teams. The Bengals
The
are going to.
Bengals and Rams. The ratings are going to go through the roof.
That's
The Bengals had the worst record 2 years ago. How
Right.
are they in the Super Bowl? Makes no
Well, I
sense.
mean, it's that quarterback. I'm telling you.
that's the quarterback.
Well, he looks like Macaulay Culkin.
Go Matthew Stafford.
What's up,
Right now,
quarterback?
sit down and tell Spider-Man hello.
Oh, well, tell him hello.
He can hear me.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
What happened?
See?
Hi, Spider-Man.
Hello.
It's special.
Hi, Vicky. How are you doing, Spider-Man? We miss you.
I'm doing well.
Turn it down single digit. All right, hold on. I got him. There you go.
I couldn't hear Spider-Man talk to me
I'm sorry.
because you were talking.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Okay, I'll go back to talking. I just want to say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. We're here.
All right, have fun. Goodbye.
It's cyberspace.
Cyberspace.
It's
Cyberspace. In the World Wide Web.
I know the internet's new to him.
We're on an episode of Reboot.
Okay, so I turned him down. Turned single digit down. Is that better?
Is that better? Am I better now? Am I too loud?
Well, I had you up for previous TV shows. So
Yeah. I think that was also a different call as well. So yeah, this is a new call. New
Yeah.
volume.
So-
Okay.
so yeah. So awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
What did you think of the Royal Rumble last night?
it was garbage.
Yay!
I was thoroughly disappointed.
Yay!
It was the most predictable ever.
It was
What do they call that? Good.
it what it was not good. It was not good because it just like I didn't care, and that was bad.
The women's match was better than the men's match, and the women's match was not as good as other years' women's matches.
That's true, but I think it was because it was also predictable.
Yeah, and the moment the mixed martial artist showed up, I was like, yeah, they're winning.
Yeah, and we called that before it even started. We're like, if Ronda shows up, she's winning. There's
Right.
no way around it.
apparently you're still echoing to the outside people. You're not echoing to me. But Kia. I don't think the echo can be fixed. I don't need, I'm dropping the volume on his side, but I don't know.
Volume on my side too.
You can drop it all the way.
I see what you
Is Hernandez echoing?
I should start talking and double talking to some people.
Both. All right, then it's here. Let me see if this will help. I don't know if that'll help. That might help.
Say something.
They're saying that you guys have to turn it down on your end.
Well, I mean, it would be on Bakia's end because he's the one.
Oh, okay. It's the speaker to the mic. Yeah. Oh, I could. Here, I can change that. So did that help? Because I can put them in my headphones. Maybe that'll help the echo. Hold on, let's see if that'll help. Okay.
It sounds so low. Yeah, you sound low. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
But are you echoing is the question now.
So Ryan puts on his headphones.
I have them on. Now I'm just looking for the art output. All right, try it now. Oh, I can't hear you at all now. I don't know what happened. I can't hear you at all. Hold on. Nope. You guys are gone. Gone. Whoops. Oh, wait. Say something now.
How about now?
Ah, I hear you.
Now,
I hear you. Is that better? That's better?
have echo.
Sweet.
Okay. Good. Cool. I'll turn you up. The boss was right. It's, the speaker coming through the mic, so there you go.
That's what the echo was.
There you go. As always, the
Is it
boss
fixed?
knows. Yeah,
Yeah, it fixed.
the boss knows.
It'd be hilarious now. Is it fixed? All right, we gotta go.
Like, see you guys later. Pfft,
Bye. Bird.
it's been fun.
This was fun. Bye.
Yeah, we were talking about the markers video that you sent, or at least showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hernandez said it was not. Well, not say it's not his thing, but it's interesting. But
No. I said like it's like it's cool. Like that's certainly something that I'm interested in. But I'm really trying to see these watercolors to see if they can actually
Right.
work on sketch covers. The toughest thing that I found, because that gargoyles one, that
Mhm.
one scared the heck out of me because the paper, because it's that paper that we used for the that you used for the collection that
Right, the collaboration one.
yeah. So I used that sketch cover to do because it has that graininess. So I was like, I think it's perfect for watercolors.
Right.
But at first I thought it was awful because they clump up on the top.
Oh.
So I was like, oh shoot, I just ruined all this cover. But what you need to do right after is get another brush and move the colors around.
Okay.
You kind of have like a process to do with it. So it was interesting. But like, and one good thing about it is that paper doesn't warp that much, or hardly any.
Oh,
So
that's
like,
great.
That paper actually takes watercolor relatively well. You just have to figure out how to make it work.
Right.
And with that cover, I used both watercolors and markers, so it actually takes the combination really well.
Great.
What I found is that there are other marker covers, sketch covers from other companies that you put a little bit of water on it and boom, everything right up.
Right.
So it really depends on the sheet. But
Well,
like,
I mean, that has always been the issue, though. Coming in and be like, oh, yeah, I can, you'll use markers on some, and then it just is like, oh, wait, this should work. It's worked on every other one. They're like, yeah, not this one.
yeah, not this one. But I'm also wondering if watercolors will work better on some of the covers that markers don't take.
Oh,
like
that's a good point.
that's it, to see if it seeps in. But then again, there's certain covers that, and you can see the inks just floating
Right.
on top of the paper. Some of those early image ones were like,
Oh, yeah. The early sketch covers were horrible.
yeah,
Because some of them even had wax covering on it.
yeah,
they're like, we don't care. It was bad.
yeah. But the idea of getting markers that don't you can just take like a certain small group of markers that still have like 90 colors.
Right.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
I think the idea towards watercolors is that my pack of watercolors costs like $50, and a pack of markers costs.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. No. I mean that's the thing. You're either going to use, like watercolors is definitely going to be the cheaper option if you can make it work. And I mean, and then you can see people like, Sarah Richard and people who are doing watercolors on the sketch covers and stuff like that, and it looks great. Oh yeah, and it looks great, but it does. I think the big issue is how it warps.
Yeah.
Making sure you have the right paper so that it doesn't warp. And with sketch covers, you can't necessarily guarantee that, right? Especially when they bring it. Because if you're going, oh, well, I made sketch covers because I know that this paper is going to be exactly what I need it for, then that's great. But if they come in, which a lot of people do, they're like, oh, I want you to do this on this Harley Quinn cover. And you're like, all right, well, I do this. And then if it completely obliterates your, the sketch cover, because I remember, and that wasn't the earlier days, but I do remember when you would put marker on it, and it had the wax on top, and so the marker just kind of stayed there on the top and was garbage, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? It looked horrible. There was nothing you could do about it. Or you put marker on it and it it was just doing this, and I'm like, you can't, like, what are you going to do with that? Iron it out, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, different paper for sketch covers, or does it vary based on the publisher?
It varies by the publisher.
It varies by the publisher, and in all honesty, varies by the stock.
Well, yeah. What's really bad is that it'll vary from the publisher and the book, because you might get a Batman book that's great, right? Like Batman official, and then there will be Batman and Robin, and the paper will not even remotely close to being the same.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how different the textures on those sketch covers are. And one thing about it is, like, now more and more people want to take them to get graded.
Yeah.
So if you start getting them warped and stuff like that, that can affect the grading too.
Yep. And you can't even sign them now. They're like, I'm going to get this graded. I'm going to get it graded. And then you have to wait to sign it, so that they have to go get someone so that you can sign it. That happened to you, right? Didn't somebody have to?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's crazy.
Yep.
Wouldn't it make sense to just kind of have a standard for sketch covers per company or even per publisher?
Yep.
Where all sketch covers are just going to be this one particular paper, as opposed to each book has its own type of paper for the sketch cover.
You would think.
I'm assuming that it has to do probably with whatever deal they have with whatever printing house they do sketch covers with or whatnot. Because a lot of that, I mean, you would think they'd be printing that shit themselves, but a lot of that stuff's outsourced.
True. Very true.
Like, Disney doesn't do a hell of a lot of their own publishing. Like, they do some, but really, if you look at all of their, even books that aren't like coming through Marvel and stuff like that, they're still coming out through a secondary publisher.
Right.
So they are the ones that have to kind of make the sketch cover deals. Like, for example, IDW doing stuff with Disney or Boom. They're the
Right.
ones that are going to be responsible for finding how the best ways to do sketch covers. So it really depends on what type of and you know how it is. I mean, Brian definitely knows because he's had to deal with this a lot. 19,000 different printers. Nobody prints the same.
Right. It's true.
So
There's a question for you in the chat, Hernandez. They want to know what kind of watercolors you're using.
I just got the artist loft ones. They're more like washes, so they're they're brighter colors. So you know how with traditional watercolors, their colors tend to be muted. With watercolor washes, they tend to come out closer to a color that's similar to, say, like a brighter acrylic, and it doesn't like mute like acrylics. So they're just the artist lofts. I found them at Michael's.
I
And
was gonna ask if these were the Five Below ones that you got.
no. Those I did. That Hellboy piece I did years ago, like a year ago. That was with the Five Below ones, and they work on a pinch, but they come off muted. Like that's the only thing. It's like it's kind of like that tempera type watercolor color where like the color looks red, and then you color it down, and it's like a tint of red. With the washes, they come out a little bit more, and they're more bottle shaped, so they almost look like you're buying acrylics. But they blend pretty well, and a lot of
Gouache is.
yeah,
Well, no, I was just reading. It was like gouache is an opaque watercolor.
yeah, those are the ones that work the best for me, just because I started doing them again because of last semester I taught a class, water-based media class. So I went back to just as a refresher to go back into watercolors and acrylics, and I kind of fell back in love with watercolors. Acrylics I can deal with, but I don't like that they dry darker. Like that's the thing. Like the tonalities on your colors are gonna kind of come off darker. And as long as I possibly can, I'm gonna try to stay away from oils. Oils and
Well, they just take way too long to dry.
oh my goodness! And it's
Ever.
like the colors are super vibrant. My mom used to paint in oils, and the colors are super vibrant. I can't take the extra care that they require and sitting there with like a hair dryer to get them dry.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, no.
Regular
Leave me
gouache.
with acrylics and watercolors. I'll deal with that, or markers or whatnot. But oils. But yeah, Artist Loft was the ones that I picked up. They're better. They're probably better brands that you probably can look at. But these work fine for me, and they're cheap. I mean, a set of like, how many did it bring? The big set, which is like 3 reams of of colors, is like $15, and then the 24 pack is like $10.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you can make that work, that's definitely more
I
cost effective.
It's definitely more cost effective, but it is more time consuming. That I will 100% say. It's like I'm sure there's people who will go like, well, I'm more natural with watercolors. I just do that with that, and I'm like, okay, cool. But to me, at least, it takes a little bit more time to work. Then again, I don't know if the person was asking, I don't know who it is. If they follow me on Instagram, I put sometimes some watercolor pieces, whatnot, from my life drawing classes, the life drawing sessions I do with Brew.
Yep.
Tuesday nights. Like a lot of those are 30-minute to 1 hour pieces. So with the watercolors, so that kind of gives you an idea of the type of stuff you can get out in that period of time when you're doing like sketching and then coloring.
Your Instagram in the chat so they can follow you and stuff.
Look at you being all moderatory.
Moderated you, son.
Vikia is cool. You should also follow Vikia in real life. It's creepy.
Oh my goodness.
They don't want none of that.
No. Good Lord, no.
They might be traumatized. They don't want any.
Yeah.
The one question I have for you, Fernandez, is
What's
Do you find that the mixture, like the water ratio versus paint or pigment ratio for the watercolors, varies depending on regular versus gouache versus?
Hmm. What I mean, the best thing I would say to that is just make sure to have an extra sheet to the side
Test
and
out.
do some tests. And one of the good things about watercolor washes, at least the ones that I use, is that if you put more water on it, you can dilute the color right on the spot. So you can literally dilute it on the piece. If you think that as you're
Too
coloring,
dark.
oh, this is
Yeah.
too bright or this is too this, you can literally move it. Like the pigment's always alive, which is what I like about watercolors. Like acrylics, and once it dries, it's a monument. But a watercolor, generally speaking, you add more color, you can move stuff around. Eventually, the paper won't hold, but won't do that. But if you want to mute it on paper, you can still do it literally on the piece.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and dedicate a little bit of time to watercolor in February. Like I really want to. I really think that it would work with this project. You know, to do some.
Certain aesthetic that watercolor brings that I feel could work with your stuff really well.
Yeah,
Right.
I think because like I do think that with you like markers work so well for that graphic design style that you have, where it's like a little bit more like a consistent color all the way through.
Right.
And watercolors, that's something where you can get that, but it does take a few coats and a little bit of it's a little bit of I think I haven't been able to do it as effectively. Um, but I think with your story being in the past, an idealized past, and
Right.
whatnot, a tonality of watercolors could work really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
For that stuff.
look at YouTube. Why am I looking at YouTube?
Yeah, I saw that chat. But I was gonna say with like ninjas and stuff like that, like Japan or Japanese art tends to have a lot of watercolor influenced stuff. So
Right.
I kind of feel like doing ninjas, throwing in a little bit of watercolor in there would kind of pay homage to that aesthetic.
Right. Oh. Oh, where? Okay.
What's going on YouTube?
I don't know. I think Miss Ebony's messing with me. She likes doing that. Well, no, I just the pizza that was requested is out for delivery, so I was just checking to where it was.
Oh, did you order a pizza
I did, but not for me.
for someone else?
Yeah, pizza was requested, so I was like, all right.
Okay, so you ordered a pizza for someone else.
Requesting it.
Yeah.
So is that something that happens normally here? Some people can order pizza through you.
People that live in my house.
Oh, okay. Well, that kills my follow-up question. Which would have been, can you get me a pizza? But no, it's okay.
So I see, like, you were. Yeah, no, I'm watching it. They're apparently 3 minutes away. So congrats on finishing Mundo Rudo.
Well, I mean, thank you. All of the pages are done for book one.
Right.
Now, just whatever comes next, I'll work on
Release
that
the
too.
black and whites. Release the black and whites.
Should. Let us have it.
So yeah, because I was thinking like, yeah, I could do black and white Ashcan and have that printed this year for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
And eventually start moving the colors too. I was talking to Enrique. I think he's on the. Is he on the?
He was. It's like.
He was like that.
I know
Like
that.
the quota, like one Puerto Rican enters, another one has to leave. So that's how
he's actually
it
going.
works. So
Ha ha ha.
so he's tagged out so that I could be here. That's great.
That's hilarious.
1 p.m.
No, he was throwing out the idea of like maybe doing it as a web comic that I can actually release a couple pages every week, and that way I was thinking to myself that way I could release it both in English and Spanish.
Oh.
and I
That'd be cool.
kind of do a little bit of things with that. Right now, I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do. I started doing some flats here and there, but we'll see. Like I said, I mean, I'm not super rushed on it, but at the
Right.
same time, I want it to be a project that just is my fun place in the midst of like taking other jobs and doing other things.
Right.
But I'm pretty stoked that I got the first book at least completely drawn. I could letter it tomorrow and be done with it if I wanted to leave it in black and white.
It's like if I wanted to, I could be done with it.
Because I got the script all done. I got all the things that I would do. So I'm pretty stoked. We'll see how far I get on colors, and I'll go from there. But so are any of you doing Katsucon this year?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I forgot. No, because it's like right after Valentine's Day or something like that.
Literally during my damn birthday. And the reason I say it like that is because I have to take my students to it.
Ha! Ha!
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like I'm like they're trying to. This week I have to figure out the logistics of that. But I was just like, because my style does not fit Katsucon.
Right. You will find people though who will be interested in it because I remember having to do that, right? Being at Katsucon was like you know, but people would come by and they're like, "Oh man, I love the fact that you're, different." So
Yeah.
it's don't get me wrong, it's not like overwhelming where people are like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I found some, Batman and X-Men and stuff like that." It's not, but there will be people who will come by and just be like, "Hey, this is really cool."
Yeah, I mean, last year it was fun when we did. Not last year, the year before. It's fun when I did it because it was my first convention for the school, and mind you,
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll be right back. They're knocking on the door.
They're knocking on the door.
Yep, you can keep talking though.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
Mon
So
was
we're
actually
going to. Vicky and I are now in charge of this show,
yeah,
and
to moderate the chat here, Mandela was asking where you teach. It's University of Maryland Eastern Shore, right?
yes,
Yep,
I
that's
teach for
where he
sequential
teaches.
arts classes in the fine arts program at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yep, that's where he teaches. Now, I know last time you guys were at Katsucon, you were in the dealer section, right?
Yes, we were, and I
Are you guys
believe
planning
that's
on
probably where
doing?
we'll be again.
I'm wondering if Artist Alley would be better off for you guys as
No,
opposed to
I
dealer.
don't think we get a choice.
Oh, you don't get a choice. Also, with
No,
dealers, you
because
get.
it's a like the thing about it is like the school's getting a table on them, so they can actually dictate where the table is.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna pay $1,000 or however much it costs for
No,
dealers,
that's the
then.
thing. Like I think they're giving us the table, like for free.
Oh,
Yeah, as a because it's a school type thing, right? So the students get to go for the table. Like it's one of the pluses of our programs that we do take students to conventions from time to time. But because it's a free table, they get to decide where it's going to be. So it's more than likely going to be in the dealer's room.
yeah. And dealers is bigger. You get a bigger space too. I think you get like
Yeah,
was it 10 by 10 as
yeah,
opposed to a 6 foot table.
yeah. So,
And how many students are you taking this time around? I know
oh my god, I
last
don't
time
know. I'm so scared of that answer.
you had a gaggle of students last time.
Because so many of them are into anime and they already want to go to Katsucon, and I'm like, oh god, a lot of kids. And I mean, my kids are good kids. Like you met some of them. They're like good kids.
Yeah, the
So
few
at
that
least
that
I'm not dealing with jerks or anything like that. But like, it
Wait,
is a
Is
it
Brad
is
going
quite
with
a
you?
few of them.
Is Brad going with you as well
I
to
don't think so. I think this has been given to me.
solo mission, huh?
It's the Hernandez show.
Nice.
And the funniest thing about that is like I was looking at my calendar and I was like, my birthday is on February 19th. Not that I'm announcing it or anything. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. It's a Saturday. I never have my birthday on a Saturday. That's great. I get to do whatever I want. And then I looked up Katsucon's dates, and then I cursed.
Oh,
Like a
you're
lot.
on that. You're on that Saturday, aren't you?
Yeah, bro.
Ooh, you have fun with that.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be worse.
It
Could be
really
going
can.
to, I don't know, some other. Maybe they'll have some robots I like.
I know Brad and I are doing what you call it, Farpoint, and was it like 2 or 3
Yeah, that's
days?
the one that he's doing.
Yeah.
Brad's doing Farpoint.
Oh, he's doing Farpoint too.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
doing Farpoint.
My goodness, you guys are everywhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're trying to be. And after that, I think we're doing another one in March in which him and I are going together.
Well, you should go to
Annapolis, I
Farpoint
think,
then.
is that one.
Yeah, you should go to Farpoint.
No, but okay. So the way we have them set up is we divvied them up amongst ourselves.
Mm.
So I did the Virginia one last year, and I did another one last year, and he's doing Farpoint. And then we're gonna do together another one.
Got it. Got it.
We got them divvied up so that each one of us
Avoid the noid.
do all the cons.
Did you answer where you teach? It was a question.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I teach at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I answered it twice.
Just fell on the table. Nope, nothing fell.
So, are you on ground yet? Have you started already?
Yeah, last week.
How
Started.
was it?
It was fine. I mean, everyone was. I mean, we're all masked up. They were still good to go. You know, they were excited. So it was good. I mean, it's still a bit odd. You know. And the thing that I noticed is that I have way more energy than that entire school does at this moment. And I was being me, and my students were like, "Man, you might want to close the door." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "You're like into what you're doing." I'm like, "Well, yeah." And it's like, and there's some old guy over there in his office probably hating every single second of you teaching.
What?
And I was just like, look, I think the average person that teaches at MC is 65 or older. I think that's the average that they have right now.
He's older.
It's probably the same teachers that were there when I was there.
It's possible, but so I'm like, well, okay, I don't care. Like, and I have them moving throughout the building. We're like, hey, we're gonna go to this. They have a motion capture room that's not being used at the moment, and so we're building a morgue file for everyone to use. And I'm like, this is a perfect space. It's open. It's got the lights. This is gonna be great, right? We can literally cater our poses to what we need to tell our stories. And I was like, okay. And people are like, wait, we're leaving the room? Are we what? And I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, should I take my stuff? Like, you can, but door's gonna be locked and no one can get in. So it's up to you, but it just seems like they're not used to me.
Yeah, they're not used to that.
You're right.
The classes that you're teaching in, because I remember when I went there were 2 art sections. One was in the front by the main entrance, and then there was another one by the second parking lot that were classes were more towards the back of the school. Like, where are your classes?
I'm in the back of the school. We're in the technical building.
Okay, by the second parking lot.
Yeah, I'm housed with the film department and audio.
Yep, that's where my classes were. Yeah.
And the thing is,
everything in there too.
I rolled in there and I'm like, wait a minute. So we have a motion capture, and they're like, yeah. I was like, does it work? Because having it is one thing. They're like, yeah, it works. It's not it's not state of the art anymore, but it works. And I was like, okay, this is great. Why are we not using this? And I'm like, I'm like, what? And then I was like, wait, isn't there a game? There's a game development, track, right? And they're like, yeah, but that's the other people. Like, we don't really talk with them. And I was like, what do you mean we don't? We're the animation and illustration department. why are we not talking to the game development? And they're like, well, that department chair is very standoffish. And I'm like, it shouldn't matter. Like, we go together. Like, that just makes sense. And they're like, yeah, but it's not a fight I wanted to pursue. I'm like, but it's not what? Okay. And I'm like, all right, fine. I guess I will jump and do that because we should, because it just makes sense. And I was like, oh, but we have the film department. And I mean, they have a full studio. Like, you could build an entire apartment size studio. And then the boardroom and whatnot, I think it had like 18 TVs, huge soundboards. I'm like, so it's like legit. Like, I think they even have closed circuit TV that they're doing. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like,
better than anything they had when I was there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I walked in there and I'm like, whoa, this is going to be great. And I was like, so what are we doing with the film department? They're like, nothing. It's like, why not? Why are we not doing anything with the film department? I'm like, well, they're kind of siloed and they're kind of keeping to themselves. Like, oh, you want to know what else is crazy? The art department, where the life drawing and stuff happens, have nothing to do with graphic design, illustration, animation, nothing.
We needed when I was doing life drawing there, we had to go to a completely different building at the front of the school, and then all the illustration classes I took were where you're teaching in the back of the school.
Yep.
Like, it was completely different buildings that we had to do two different. And it's like, it's the same curriculum. Why are we in two different buildings?
Nope. And I was like, well, because I started talking to the chair about, well, what are they teaching in life drawing? Because my students are coming to me, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I don't know how to do it. And it's another thing to go, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you need to know. Like, I say line weight and they look at me like I grew a second head. And I was like, they didn't teach you this in like design class? And like, no. I was like, are you sure you're just saying this? But then looking at their work, I'm like, no, you really don't know anything about line weight. Huh.
Yeah, first time I heard line weight was because of you. Like, I went to MC for 2 years.
Being here, I can see that. And I'm just like, huh, okay. And I'm telling them, I'm like, look, you guys need to act this out and you need to move and we got to do this and that. And they're just looking at me like, the students are all about it, right? They're like, oh, yes, this is going to be great. And I can tell that by me just teaching the way I teach, I'm going to make enemies.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, this is going to be an interesting stay because there's, when I was at Norfolk, they told me, they're like, man, you need to slow down. You're making the rest of us look bad.
Go in there and ruffle all the feathers, man.
And I'm like, that's not what I do. And I feel as though that's the same thing that's going to happen. Right. And they're like, you're making the rest of us look bad. But I don't know. We're going to see. The final battle royale is happening.
You just go in there and take over like you did.
Well, that is kind of my MO. It is kind of my MO. But we're gonna... I went in there and I saw that they have a study abroad program, or at least they did, right? Because obviously COVID. But I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you had already established a Japan trip? We could wait. So you got all the hard work done. All I have to do is go, let's find some animation studios to go to, and then I can go to Japan for free.
Yep.
This might be a thing. It's like, this might be worth it. Boo. Of course you would win when the big money's on the line. So rigged. Why are you... Yeah, so I have these little figures running around at the bottom of my screen, and there's a thing called the Battle Royale where everyone just fights each other.
Yeah.
And it's automatic, like the system does it, and it just randomly picks people to do things and stuff like that. and the two Doctor Dooms are my mods.
Which is me and Miss Ebony.
And we've put together something like, I gave them an emote that says Mod Squad, because they come together when we do these fights and they just keep winning, and so it's rigged.
Because we trained.
We've trained. So we are approximately 8 minutes out, and I have yet to run this faux cent ad. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the ad to try and get my faux cents so that, you know, I can continue to order pizza.
Right.
So I actually met up with, touching base on what you were talking about. I met up with our media department over at UMES.
Mm-hmm.
Similar things to do, like how come we're not doing this stuff? Chris was actually more receptive. Again, it was a little bit more like, yeah, you should do it. Like, UMES is definitely the type of place where if you have an idea, you are in charge of that idea. And we should really do that. Yeah, you should. Oh.
I didn't even leave.
So I went and met with the but I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. Like, I mean,
Right.
I wanted, yeah. But I went and met with the media department, so I think that we're gonna, because the thing that I was mostly concerned with is like finding internships for students in the Eastern Shore is interesting. And when I realized we have a media department, we're like, well, wait a minute, then we should be working over here. That way, we can totally get stuff done. You know, because I mean, we can totally have our students already start working with them in terms of like doing storyboarding work and stuff like that, and maybe that can count towards some level of internship type experience, or at the very least, give them real world experience.
Right.
And the head of media, which is connected to it's in the engineering department and connected to the English department, which is an interesting thing in and of itself.
Yeah, really. That's
yeah,
weird.
It's like, but I mean, they were pretty receptive. So this week I had to reach out and see where we're going with this. Because I mean, the other thing that I'm having is that once again this semester I'm not going to have that many students. It looks like.
Ooh.
So, like the thing about it is, we got a lot of students last year, but I teach the 300 level class.
Right.
So I'm not gonna get them for a while. So for the next few semesters, it's gonna be a few students, and then suddenly all of the students.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then everybody.
Couldn't we have timed this out a little bit better?
It's like, absolutely not. This is the way we like it. Difficult from the get.
I mean, it'd be a nice change of pace, but like right now, like that's the other thing I'll be discussing with them. Is like, look, it turns out my numbers of students isn't that big, but we do have a student club, and that club is eager, where we can work with stuff through there. Like, you met him, Torrance. He's all about it, man.
He seems like it.
Yeah, he's really hungry. So him and Abigail and all that group, they seem to be pretty hungry for it. So I'm hoping that they'll pick up some stuff and related to that and kind of keep going with it, because I think they want the experience. They want the they just want to be able to do this stuff. And although in terms of internships, as long as I have Baki on the line, they all want to intern with your wife. And reading her posts, I think she needs interns.
She needs them. She needs them like yesterday.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
That's awesome.
Hey, as I talk to the school, it's like, so what do the students need? So do they need to be incorporated? To be like, they just need to be an industry or something that deals with something related to like their studies. So it's like, so if it's basically when I saw it, it's a woman, she runs bite-sized treasures, she has stuff in stores, stuff like that. Yep, that counts.
Yeah, because I know when at Ocean City, you asked Brad, and he right then and there, he was like, They don't
Yes.
need to be an LLC or incorporated at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
she's
immediately that I
really-
said that, both Torrance and Abby, you were like, what?
Like, wait a minute, we
she
can.
will pay, so
Ooh, wow, that's.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's like, whoa, wait a
Oh, I
minute,
didn't know
what?
that part. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, that's helping at conventions. She's willing to pay. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, in terms of an internship for our school, it would be like, it would need to be X amount of hours. I think it's like, I don't know if it's changed. Originally, it was an insane amount of hours. It was like 200 something.
Whoa,
Or, yeah.
that's huge.
Huge.
Goodness.
We trying to break it down to like 100, like I've seen every other internship be. But
Right.
they were like, nope. Our school was very much like, because the idea was you did your internship as kind of like your summer class. So
Oh.
the 240 hours covers like a full-on summer class. So I don't know if it has changed or not.
That's a
So
lot.
they would need an internship that ran that level of time. So that's why I'm saying, like, we can discuss whatever stuff you want to do. Don't commit to anything yet. Like, I don't know if it's recorded. We don't know yet if it's paid or not.
Yeah, I
So
was
your
gonna
wife
say,
doesn't have to
okay,
pay
well,
for 200 and something
about
days.
those numbers.
But I mean, if there's something that, I mean, at the end of the day, you can provide those details or whatnot later on. But if you're open to it, yeah, I can get you some internship work, just because I know that A, she's got a whole line of stuff going, and B, I know 100% she needs it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I saw some of the Facebook posts in, like, the last couple weeks, and it's like,
I've seen that.
I was just like,
I lived through it.
It's like I've seen them.
like, does Robin drink? Because she might need to.
Straight edge. Super straight edge.
Yeah. But yeah, I can talk to some of the kids, and we can start seeing how that would work.
Yeah,
Time's
the
up.
most help she would definitely need would be at like cons and stuff like that. Is where
Mm-hmm.
she needs the most help.
All right, I've been instructed by the mod squad that my time is up.
Oh no!
It is 11.
Super friendship hours over.
All right, so we're just gonna save that out because it's very important.
So next week on Saturday, are we actually gonna watch a movie?
Yeah, I think so. It's about time.
All right. Well, then I'll see you all next Saturday.
All right, thanks so much for coming and hanging out.
Thanks
thanks
very
for
much
having
for having us. Bye.
Bye. All right. Just want to say thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us and allowing Hernandez and Vikia to come and drop by, and you guys are willing to listen. And then, you know, with John coming in, I thought that was awesome that he was able to come in while we were actually talking about the markers. That was pretty awesome. But thank you so very much. Finished the tattoo. Didn't really get to anything else because it was a lot of talking, but did draw this head. So I don't know. I'm thinking that I want to start drawing just these profiles every time and see what happens. So, but thank you guys as always very, very much. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be working on the page for sure because we got to start getting that done. And as they start filling into the chat, remember, born a ninja, die a ninja. Let's see, should we rate someone? Or should we just go to bed? Rate someone or just go to bed? What do you guys think? Go to bed. We're just gonna go to bed today. I don't really have anyone on my end anyway. Everyone's just, yeah. So we're just gonna go to bed. All right, we can do that, and then we'll try and pick something up on Monday. So Once again, thank you guys so very much. You are absolutely awesome. We're going to continue to build the Ninja Empire, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. See you later.
The Ninja Empire is supreme, dominant, and unstoppable. Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp determination. When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.